Right, welcome to Day Ticket Travels, and travelling is what we have been doing this morning, to be fair, mate, isn't it?
Just a little bit,
Left home at 4 o'clock. First of all, we're doing a day session on this one because a lot of you anglers out there, including us, you're looking at day sessions now because the lakes are so crowded, aren't they, Rob?
Yes.
And where have we just been?
Well, we've been somewhere else. Just rewinding a little bit, we thought, right, we're out on the old Day Ticket Travels, where can we go? So we've rung a few venues up, and you know what, we can't get in anywhere.
No.
So just like you guys, this is real. This is very, very real. We've rung up a few venues we can't get in, so we thought, right, we'll go on a day-only venue. So we've already been to one this morning.
Boddington. I pulled up there in the wrong car park, and there was a guy with his missus, fair play to him, and he said, you ain't fishing here today, mate, there's 3 open matches on. So we had a little shuffle in the car park again, didn't we? A little bit of a meeting.
I don't know if I like the sound of that.
Well, shuffles. I love shuffling with Rob. Yeah. We had a little meeting, and we've now ended up at Clattercote Reservoir, which was, luckily, was only 10 mile away.
Absolutely. So. It's another British Waterways Board reservoir. It's just round the corner. And guess what? The car park is fairly quiet. So, day only, out for a few bites, going to get the spool spinning, game on.
Now what we've done is, from the car park, we've chose to go central on the lake. I mean, there's a few fish showing to our right in the deeper water. Now, as I said, I've been here before. I know that it's 20 foot deep. So I'm hoping sometime this morning, it's getting warmer, they'll end up centralised in front of us. And that's what we've done. Whilst we, well, just before we set the rods up, I put 6 to 8 spoms out in the middle of this zone. Heavy pellets have been soaked in oil, basically, so they're heavier, they sink fast. I want it all on the bottom. I'll put some pellet around this willow tree here, just off the boards. If we get fizzing, I'll pull a rod short. Hopefully, though, we'll get them all in that middle, because we're sharing a zone in the centre, me and Rob, and we get plenty of bites.
Well, we've come up the left-hand side as you're standing on the dam wall up to the mid-90s, which we've heard is quite good. Now, you know, if you don't know anything about the lake, the best thing to do is go on information that you receive, and also put yourself in a position where you can see a lot. So we're in the middle of the lake. We've come to 96 and 97. We're told these are the places to be at the moment, and we can see a lot. And so far, not a lot's happening. So all I've done is gone in light to begin with, a couple of mesh bags, but I'm recasting every 15-20 minutes with each rod. So one goes out, another one goes out, 20 minutes later, move the first one. 20 minutes after that, move the next one, just roving round. I'm also fishing semi-slack lines as well, because I want to try and get line bite indications. So literally any sign of fish, I'm going to be on it. Well, we've had about an hour here now, and the sun's starting to come up, and to be honest, I would have expected to have caught something by now, or if not caught something, at least seen the peg starting to liven up. And so far we've seen virtually nothing at all. 1 or 2 fish, and I mean literally just 2 fish, dotted around elsewhere, nothing out in front of us. I've been pinging pellets as well. Ian's put a bit of bait out in front as well, so we've got a bed of bait out. We've had half a dozen recasts between us. I'm pinging pellets, there's no activity, and immediately that tells me either they're not having it, or alternatively they're not here. Now, I don't believe they're not having it. They will want it somewhere, so we've got to go and find them.
Proof in the pudding. We've sat up there, seeing nothing. Spotted a few on the surface up here. To be fair, a couple of lads packed up from here, and they'd had a couple of bites, but if you look out here, it's absolutely solid with them. First cast, little yellow hit and run, pop up, turn into a wafter of a little bag of pellet, dipped in the oil. Do love that smoked salmon oil, but this is the difference between on them and not, in all fairness. Whoever you are, don't matter how good you are, if you're not on them, you ain't catching them. Need a little funky little mirror. And that is why we've come here for a day session. Got it. To catch some chinky little mirrors. Lovely jubbly. Number 1. Oh, oh. First of many. Lovely.
Funny old shape.
He's a funny old shape. He's a little bit like me, Rob. He's got a funny shape to him, he has.
Well, I've got a funny accent.
There you go. What do you mean, short like that?
That would be it.
That'd be it then, my lovers.
3.
And there you go. Proof of the pudding that even if it's just a day session, which is all we've got, it's worth moving around, trying to find them. 5 minutes in the right place has been said 1,000,000 times, and I'm going to say it 1,000,001 times. 5 minutes in the right place, and we've got a lovely little mirror carp. Yellow, hit and run on the bottom, little tiny bag of pellet dipped in our smoked salmon oil, which I love, and we've got a bite. So here's to another dozen of these hopefully today, just to prove again without labouring it, if you're not on them and you can see them, move, make your day. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, I'm a zig. Well, just after putting that one back, there's so many showing on the surface, it was silly not to put one on the zig as well. And a little bit of trimmed down yellow and black foam, as you can see with the lead hovering around there above the surface. I've gone for 12 foot, and I reckon I'm about 3 foot under, maybe 4 foot under the surface. And again, another 10 minutes and it's gone off. So being on them, that's the thing. Oh, there goes me lead. But I've had that man and boy that lead as well. Slightly better fish, isn't it? Yeah, he's a better one. Right, normal stamp. Bloody marvellous. And in we go.
That was easy enough, wasn't it?
Black and yellow. And fish number 2. Worth changing tack. One on a zig. This one, funny enough. And the last one was on the bottom. So, I think we've got about 15 foot of water, and I put a 12 foot black and yellow foam zig out there. And that is that. Love catching carp. Bear in mind, you know, at the moment the lakes are very, very busy. Try and pick a venue that you're likely to have a day session and actually catch a few, because remember, that's what we actually go fishing for. So thank you very much, carp number 2. But there's tons and tons of your brothers and sisters out there, as I can see, it's right in front of me. Try and get a nice common next. Oh, right, if I pick him up and say nice common again, yeah? Try and get a nice common. Ready, Steve?
Yeah.
If you can cut him in. Yep. Let's put him back. Oh, he likes the word back. Let's put him. He's getting excited, he's going to see his brothers and sisters and everything. Right. Wait. Let's put him back. You do this. You behave yourself, will you? 5 seconds. Right. Let's put him. Look at him. Look at oh, I feel. Right. I love it. You absolutely love it. Right. Let's stick him back and try and get a nice common next.
Yeah, there's no question that being in the right place is the absolute key. You know, hour and a bit up there, nothing, didn't even see anything. It wasn't the fact that we hadn't caught anything, because you know what, just because you haven't caught doesn't mean to say you're not going to catch. But it just looked like there wasn't anything up there. So the key was to move, came down here, literally straight away you can see there's fish you know you're going to catch if you get it half right. You don't even have to get it fully right. There was that many fish down here. So bit of a case of banging them out, happy days, bite straight away. What's interesting though, is the bites are coming on the bottom, and it is quite deep down here. We haven't plumbed it, but I reckon it's probably 16 foot, 17 foot. Drops off a little bit deeper as well, but the bites are coming on the deck. Now, Ian chucked a zig out early doors as well, had one on that, and we thought immediately, one up, one down, let's have a play. I put a 16 foot zig on, didn't have a sniff on it for a while. Another bite on the deck for me, that just tells me, you know what, they're down there, and let's get them down and feeding there, because it's so much easier to catch them like that. You know, it's really, really simple fishing. On boards like this, a 16 foot zig, yes, we can catch them, but it's a lot easier, and we're just after a bit of fun really, so it's a lot easier to catch them how you want it. What's also going to be interesting now is how we can change it up and see how we can go forwards and catch them differently. Solid bags, they'll work. Mesh bags, they're working even better because the bottom out there is a little bit silty in places. You know, when you cast out and feel the lead down, sometimes you'll feel it donk on something hard and sometimes it'll be a bit softer. And that to me just screams mesh bag territory. It's obviously working, but I'd like to see now about testing things. So testing sound, pinging boilies, also spodding over the top of them. That will definitely get them going. We'll check out this dumpy little weapon who's gonna no doubt try and beat me up on the bank, even though he's only a nipper. But it's what we came here for, just to see those spools spinning. And I'm just gonna reiterate exactly what Ian's just said. You know, we've been up there for an hour. You spend an hour in the wrong place, you don't see anything at all. It's time to get shifting on a venue like this. And he chucked his rod out within 5 minutes or so. He's had a bite. I put mine out, didn't have anything for 15 minutes, did a recast, just put a fresh bag on rechuck, and within 5 minutes again, that's rattled off. And it looks, we've now got the tactics right, because if you have a look over my right shoulder, guess what? Yes, it's going off. Carnage Central.
It's a slightly better one as it happens, isn't it? So just over the 45 pounder. It's a better fish, let me have that fish. Oh, look at that, fish number 3. Slightly better one, that one. Slightly better one. Sort of sussed it now. This is off the bottom again. After each bite, 20 or 30 12mm complex tees and a little yellow wafter. Brilliant. Now, I did say I was going to get a common next fish. Hopefully we get the next one's a common in, just for a bit of variety. Now, most of my fishing on the venues I fish in my own time, I always bang on about the Ronnie. But when I come to these more prolific venues where you're getting a good few bites with little bags, keep it simple. A nice little blowback rig. We've got on here, the hook link of my choice is 20 pound Combi Soft. It's black in colour, we do it in different colours. We've got a prototype hook there that we're working on. It's in the final stages of being finished. And a little yellow hit and run pop-up that I've put a small shot underneath because I want it sitting right on the bed of the lake. Now to that, we've done it, what, 6-7 inches. Keep it simple, as I say. I made up a hell of a load of these yesterday, which cheered the lady up indoors. Tiny little bags, 50p size bags. Nip it on there. And I've got a jar of the smoked salmon oil down there. A nice good glug in that. Out she goes. All about keeping it simple and getting loads and loads of bites. It's quick as well. You know, I think the Ronnie be overdoing it here. These, you've got a hair rig, off with the yellow thing, back on another yellow thing, hair stop, bosh, out it goes. Rather than having to melt a new hook bait on and overcomplicating it. As I say, she sits like that. They come in, bag a pellet, bosh. All goes in one hit. Nice sharp hook, which I can definitely verify that is the case, having stuck it in my finger twice today, like I did last time out. And that is that. Keep it simple. Recasting probably every 20 minutes with a nice glug bag. There's a little bit, I've stopped spotting, I started spotting earlier. Now I've stopped, I'm just again pinging the boat boilies over the area. It's keeping the bites coming nice and steady. I think spotting, spomming, whatever, is going a little bit OTT. Keep it simple, keep it bright, and keep it regular. Keep them bites coming. Sweet. Keep it regular. Whoa, that's filthy.
Absolute belter on the bottom. Literally 0 to 60 Koenigsegg timing. And it's the bags that are working, just little mesh bags. Nice and easy, it's really, really easy quick fishing this. Oh, it's another absolute tank. Check out that as a weapon. Just to go out and have a day with your mates and get your string pulled, that's what it's about.
When are your mates turning up?
He's far too sharp for his own good.
He is a naughty one. Well done, buddy.
Look at that, it's Harvey, it's the halfling. To make myself look carpier than I actually am, which is impossible because I am the carpiest thing in the whole universe. As he gazed down at the half-eaten tail, manky mouth, sores and argulus. Oh, you beauty. Oh.
And they keep on coming. Number 7 now since we got in this peg. Definitely sussed it. On the bottom, little yellow baits. Ooh, he's going to kick again with a tiny bag of pellet. I'm pinging a few 12mm complex tees over the top just to make that noise, sort of peppering, maybe 15, 20 little boilies every 10 minutes. And I'm recasting the rods every 20 minutes. Dip in the oil, throw it out, get some bites. How lovely is that? Oh.
Mesh bags. Once again, it's all about speed for me, so I want to be able to cast out really, really quickly. I don't want to tie a solid bag, I don't want to make a stick up. It is literally just straightforward pellets, and I've got 2 different types. In this tub here, I've got some dampened down 3mm amino originals. Now these fish are going to be used to seeing these sort of things, and I've got some F1 sweet in there, and it's just dampened down into a mesh bag. In the other pot, 3mm again, but they are marine halibut pellets. One oily and hard, the other one a little bit soft. And then what I'm doing is I'm getting the bag, nipping it on, literally simple as that. Then I'm taking our krill oil and I'm putting a few drops of this on top of there. Take the lid off and literally just a little squirt, and it's going in the same place every single time. I've got a marker straight out in front of me. I'm sat bang in the middle of my peg. I'm looking straight over at a weeping willow on the far side, and it is going in exactly the same place all the time. There's no spread betting going on. The bait isn't going wide. I'm putting one at a time out with the catapult, and it's going in exactly the same place every single time. Speaking of which, the bait that's going out is 15mm crave. Now, once again, nice and smelly, going to be reasonably visual on the bottom, but the key thing for me is I'm just putting them out one at a time. So I don't want a load of bait out there. I want to make noise going in. I'm using a small match catapult and literally pinging probably every 2 minutes, maybe even less than that, just every 1 or 2 minutes, just putting one out. Then there'll be a little gap, then 2 or 3 go back in again. And it's just that single noise, that plop, that hopefully if there's fish in the area, they're going to be swimming past, they'll hear it, they'll come in, but there's not a big bed of bait down there, there's only my hook bait. And that seems to be working, because this peg at the moment, it's getting better rather than getting worse. Time to give it another one.
That is a pretty scaly little one. Best looking one I've had. They're coming so thick and fast now. Some we haven't even pictured. Rob's got 2 in the nets though, so I'm going to slip this one back, get the rods back in position. What we're hoping for It's one of them elusive 20s. We'll see how we end up at the end of the day. Brilliant day so far, mate. Do you know what, I'm feeling it now though.
Tired.
Since 3:30 this morning we've been up and about. But what a great day's angling. And nearly emphasised the day part of that, Rob, because that's all it's being for us, isn't it? So.
Yes, and just to come out and get the spool spinning, have a bit of fun. It's been a really interesting learning curve as well, because first thing this morning we were hoping for a good bit of action. An hour in, should have had bites, hadn't.
Well, it's a good point there, because that lovely gentleman in the car park said we had chosen the hot swim.
Yeah.
The hot swim, and it wasn't so hot. In fact, it was freezing cold up there.
I reckon it probably got a bit hotter later on, because I think some of these fish migrated up there. But it just goes to show that you've got to be very careful, isn't it, when you just going on the back of information. I don't know, have you been here before?
Once, many moons ago.
Yeah, see, I've never been here before, never even seen it. So to begin with, you go on the back of, firstly, what's the local intel? Yeah,
which is what that was.
Secondly, somewhere you can see a reasonable chunk, middle of the lake. You're not going to go too far wrong there.
No,
but it was
not
very, very quickly obvious that we weren't going to catch much up there, because they just weren't there.
What made it more obvious, which is obvious, is within 10 minutes of actually moving here, bang,
bite straight.
We were on them. It should have. We were expecting that up there, which it should have been.
Yeah,
but it wasn't.
So key thing number one, location is always key. Don't always go on what you think you should be doing. Go on what you see.
What your heart tells you, and your eyes can see, mate, isn't it?
Thing number two, I think, effort as well. The amount of bites that are coming after recasts. Where we've been a bit tight. Naturally, you have ebbs and flows, don't you? And you sit down a bit.
Yeah, we've had a couple of quiet spells, but not many, mate.
But a quiet spell might be half an hour. But the only reason it's been a half-hour quiet spell is because we've sat down and done nothing really. Either had a brew or changed a rig or
stopped
sat back,
working.
Pinging at it.
Yeah.
Just
as soon as you start again, boom, they're off again. The bobbins are off again.
And it's probably fair to say that you can catch as many as you want on places like this.
I'm with that. As long as you're on them and you want to catch them, you will, mate.
Yeah.
Just make that extra effort. And tying bags, tying rigs, changing rigs, recasting every 20 minutes.
Yeah.
All adds up. It's how bad you want to catch them.
20 minutes is a key time as well, I think, because if it's more than 20 minutes, you should have had a bite.
Which is what we've been on, haven't we? 20 minutes recasts.
I think the other thing that is really obvious to me from this is, apart from location and effort, is actually keeping it simple, because we have fished a really, really simple game
Basic,
all the way through it.
That's all you need.
The most complicated, I think, was your solid bag when you had a little go on that.
Yeah, look, and which didn't do any good, did it? And also I put 3 spoms out there, and that slowed me right down, as opposed to what you were doing next door, which was just pinging.
Yeah.
So I went back on the pinging boilies within an half hour.
Yeah.
They're off again, aren't they?
I've seen it so often on venues like this, going out and watching the UK Angling Championships, seeing the top lads when they're out there just pinging individual baits all the time. Noise is a key. Even putting 4 or 5 baits in, you think, oh, well, that's not, it's not too much. But if they're hearing it, only one fish is going to get that one bait if one goes in.
Yeah.
And if there's a group of 4 of them, they all might have a bait, whereas they can fight over it.
On the other side, and I've done it in the past, and I know we all have, is turn up and fill it in and have a result. But most of the time, what we've done today will get you more results than it won't.
On this type of venue?
Yep. Yeah, most definitely.
I think that's absolutely right. And you know what? If we wanted to, we could have turned the gas up partway through the day and really, really got it cooking. But we've caught enough.
I don't know how many we've had, mate. Certainly more. Well over 20 carp between us. Loads, mate.
I'm a bit pooped now, to be honest.
I'm knackered, but we've got probably about an hour's fishing left. To try and not catch one would be a miracle. No, what would be nice now, we've had them up to about 16, 17 pounds. There are a few 20s in here, and even 130, who knows. But we'll hang on for the extra hour, see if we can get a 20 pounder.
Yeah, wade through, let's see if we can have a crack.
Back at it. Well, it's been a mega day, mate, isn't it? mental. In all fairness, I don't know how many we've had, and it's been a brilliant day's fishing, mate. Loads of these.
It's just what the doctor ordered. You know, we've got a fisher piece here. We're going to have to be really quick with these. Fisher piece here. I've got no rods in the water at the moment. You've got one rod in the water, but actually Mike's looking after
Mike's
that one.
the cameraman, he's playing a fish.
He's actually playing it now because we're catching so many.
Look at these, they're so lively.
What can we say? You know what? It started out, the whole idea was a little bit tough trying to find somewhere to go fishing, but we've worked at it. We've decided to come somewhere that we wouldn't normally come to just for a little bit of a mash-up. Obviously, I'm showing Ian how to hold fish. I was just going to give
for a second.
Give it the big one about to show you how to hold fish. And he's gone. But yeah, the idea is coming out, having a laugh with your mates. And that is exactly what we've done. It isn't always about size, it's about having fun. And we've had that today, mate, haven't we?
Mate, we've worked hard, we've kept it basic, moved around, watched what's going on, and caught a shed load of carp.
Absolutely.
And had a laugh.
I'm going to get him back in because
thank you very much.
There's a bit of struggling going on
We'll
over there.
see you on the next one.
Carnage Central, Day Ticket Travels.